Hey YouTube, Irregular here, bringing you guys my Dark Irregulars Scharhrot deck profile for September 2017. This is a really fun deck, and I've been testing it quite a bit with my group of friends. Definitely adds to the full potential of Dark Irregulars, making it a full-on pure meta deck that can stand up against a lot of what we have to deal with now in the game. So I thought, let's go ahead and bring you guys the deck profile. For the Stride Zone, I run 4, one who splits Darkness, Bluddermouse. This is your restander of the deck. A very easy restander to pull off. You just need to counterblast 1, choose a face down unit as with the same name as Bluddermouse from your G Zone, turn it face up, and you put 2 cards into your soul, and basically you put all trigger units in grade 0s in your soul back into your deck, and he gets the restand ability by losing drive -2. And he also gives 2 units plus 5,000 power. This can include himself as well. So he's an overwhelming push type of card for your Vanguard attack, and having the potential to give itself and rearguards power, and also the triple drive and then single drive, plus putting the triggers back and just fill your deck up with triggers. If it's late game, you have a few cards left in there as well, and then all you put back are triggers. Going through 4 cards, you're definitely guaranteed to hit at least 2 or more. And pretty standard with the Dark Irregular decks. 4 Abominable 1 Gilded Rays. This is your great pressure on the Vanguard card. You unflip a Gilded Rays, and depending on how many cards you have in your soul, he'll get plus 10,000 power, extra critical, and the best of all is the guard restriction of no grade 1s or higher. So incredible pressure. If you don't have the G Guardian, or if your damage is low enough, you'll basically just have to risk taking this attack and hope for the best. And I also run 1 Sorrowful Slice, Lugarius. This card is your best first go-to stride. It's an unflip, so you're at GB2, Soul Charge 3, and then basically power until the end of the turn. With each you basically individual Soul Charge for every unit with the Darkness ability as well. It's all around too good. And you basically can also add a grade 1 from your soul back to your hand with its effect as well if you soul charged a unit with darkness. Like I said, too good for first setup. It's power and recycle. And I also run, as for the one-ofs, 1 Steeped in Sin Scharhrot, 1 of the GB8 Casket of Absolute Zero, and 1 Kiss Kill Lyra. Now, most of the time, I will go into Lugarius for my first turn stride. There are just sometimes those situations where draw power would help me out, so Kiss Kill Lyra is the thing. The GB8 late game potential with your rear guards for power pushes, and Scharhrot is best for when you're facing down pretty big boards that can hit big numbers. Just eliminating them could hinder your opponent in a lot of situations. And then for the G Guardians, I run 2 False Dark Wings. This card is your best soul charge power G Guardian. It's just way too good for that easy setup of 2 in soul. 1 Saint Germain. This is a plus 10,000 shield with resist, protecting as many units as you want with this card, making it 36k in total with your Vanguard. Can block most standard stride attacks if they're unboosted as well. And 1 Medical Studies Vincent. This card, once again, soul charge, power, and plus 5 shield for every 5 cards in your soul. So easy power numbers with this G Guard as well. And it also works with your heal trigger Vincent, gaining soul effects. And then moving on to the main deck, I run 4 One Who Scatters Sins Scharhrot. This is your go-to new stride. He has a free soul charge ability. And then if you have 4 or more units with the darkness in your soul, your opponent chooses one of his or her rear guards and retires it. And it also has a rear guard effect, which is really good as well. A plus 5,000 and a guard restriction ability, depending on how many cards you have in your soul. The fact that you can ride him on Vanguard for the suitable ride target and have him on rear guard as well just makes for great pressure with your grade 3 lineup. And 3 Scharhrot Vampire. Now this card I was mixed feelings on between this and Glansend Vampire, but just going off of the fact that you need to have Scharhrot for a couple cards in your deck for effects made me want to go for. This card is the preferred grade 3. It has the Counterblast Soul Charge effect when it attacks retire a unit, and then the GB2 on Vanguard plus 10,000 extra critical effect as well. Plus I can have that on Vanguard and go with this on Rearguard if I needed to for that field setup. And then for grade 2s, I run 4 Demonted Executioner. This is your good early game setup. You Counterblast 1. If the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more, he gets plus 2,000. And then if they're 10 or more, he gets 3,000, putting him at 14k on his own, making him able to get over cross rides. But the early game effect is when it's placed on rear, you look at 7 cards from the top of your deck, search for up to 1 card with darkness, put it into your soul. Great setup. You can basically put whatever you need in your soul to make use of and go fully from there. Also 4 Brennan Vampire. This card works with having the Scharhrot Vanguard. He's also the Darkness ability unit. Counterblast 1. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have a Vanguard with Scharhrot in its card name, you may pay the cost. If you do, this unit gets plus 1,000 to the end of that battle. For each card in your soul, at the end of the battle, you put him into the soul and draw a card. So making up for your draw power by calling this card to rear, you also can hit very big numbers because you're guaranteed to almost always be above 10 cards in soul when this unit attacks, putting him at 19k by himself, but if you have the 12, putting him at 21k, and with a booster, it's just even more threatening. And 3 4 Covetous Succubus. This is a Counterblast 1, basically the better librarian of the deck. Counterblast 1, when it's placed on rear, you may pay the cost. If you do Soul Charge 1, the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more, Counter Charge 1. Then if 10 or more, you draw 2 cards and choose 1 and discard it. Draw power, Soul Charge power, making up for the Counterblast, all 2 around good. The fact that she's a 9k, also no negatives from there either. Must have 4 of in the deck. And then for grade 1s, I'm running 4 Succubus of Avarice. Now some people like the balloon in the deck for the draw power potential, but she has the recycle ability from the soul for adding back to the hand by killing a rearguard with her darkness ability. Now the recycling from the soul I find really, really good. I love recycling perfect guards just for that concept. If it's an easy add back you can make full use of, and she does just that. And I also run 3 Succubus of Pure Love. This is the Stride Enabler, or Stride Assist for Scharhrot. And using this card, you can also grab whichever one you need for depending on the situation. And 4 Were-Tiger Jaeger. This is another Stride Assist card you can use, but it also has a Counterblast 1 for draw when it's put into your soul for the effect of the unit. So if you use it with Blundermouths and put it into the soul, you'll get a draw off as well, so you won't -4 putting him into the soul. And I also run 3 Listig Vampire. In a sense, this kind of helps with the Courting Succubus by you choose a card from your hand, put it into your soul. When this unit is placed on guard circle, if you have a Vanguard with darkness, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose a normal unit from your soul, put it into your hand. So another easy way to grab the perfect guard, possibly if you wanted to, but you can also grab heals for G Guardians later on. Actually, no, my mistake. It has to be a normal unit. You grab grade 3s for Stride assisting later on, depending on what the situation calls for. And for your starter, I run Deranged Singular. It is when your G unit strides, you can put this unit and all of your grade 1 or greater rear guards into your soul to draw 2 cards. Early game, if you stride and you have not too many rear guards, you could do this, draw the 2 cards. Pretty good bonus there. And when it boosts, this unit gets plus 2,000 if you have Darkness active, making him a 7k. 16k attacker with a 9k Vanguard could be really, really good. And for the triggers, I run 4 One-Eyed Succubus, the effect critical trigger for put in the soul, plus 5,000 power. Pretty standard since this card's guaranteed to go off with all your Vanguard ride targets. 4 Dark Knight of Nightmareland, the effect crit put plus 3,000 when put into the soul to one of your units. And then the next trigger lineup can be preference of what you prefer. I'm running 12 crit for pressure. You can also run the Monochrome Cat, or you can run Hysteric Shirley for draws. The Monochrome Cat is the stand trigger, which you put back into the deck to soul charge, then draw, and you can possibly keep recycling its ability if you redraw it again. Just too broke, because the consistency to do that with having it at 4 just helps so much, especially if it's not already out of the deck. Your chances just go way up there. And lastly, 4 Medical Specialist Vincent. I'm missing one of the Vincents, but until I get it, basically just the sub-in for one. It's the, like I said, when you drop this card for the Vincent G-Guard, you may put this card into your soul, and it's really good because when you drop it for the G-Guard, if it goes into the drop zone, it's basically dead in the deck, but using it in the soul, then you can put it back with effects like Bluddermouse, making your heals reactive again. It's way, way, way too good. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Once again, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And until next time, Kira Qualia out.